Hi everyone, I wanted to create a video to demonstrate how to use the Arduino sketch that I put together. It essentially creates an SD card file manager for the Arduino. Let me get this sketch uploading to my Arduino while I talk a little bit more about it. So the use case here is if you have an Arduino with a shield that presents an SD card, then you may want to transfer files to and from the SD card without having to remove the SD card from the shield. My Arduino is tucked underneath my car dashboard, for example, quite hard to get at, but I've run a USB cable permanently into my glove box, so that way I can plug my PC in. Unfortunately, the Arduino doesn't present any sort of a drive for the SD card. It's just a serial interface over USB. So what this sketch does is it allows you to use an old-style terminal application to upload and download files to and from the Arduino via the ZModem protocol. Before I say any more, I should thank Pete, calls himself El Supremo, who started this a few years back. He got a basic version of Send ZModem working, and I took it from there to complete this sketch. And of course, many thanks to the late Chuck Forsberg, who originally defined the ZModem protocol. Now I should also point out this sketch is only going to work on a larger board. It uses 48K of program storage, 4K of dynamic memory. So I'm using an Arduino Mega. There are other large boards that can probably handle this as well. So the idea here is you would upload this sketch just to facilitate moving files to and from your PC, and then upload whatever sketch you normally use on your Arduino after you're done. So the sketch is uploaded, so let's go over into SyncTerm. Now actually, let me just point out SyncTerm, available at this website, is the terminal application that I chose for this demonstration. I also tried HyperTerminal and TerraTerm on Windows. They both worked as well, but I wanted to use SyncTerm because it's a more multi-platform friendly, available for Windows, Mac, Linux, and various others. So let's hop over into SyncTerm. And we hit the insert key in order to add a new directory entry. We will call it COM2 because my Arduino is on COM2. And we select serial. COM2 is the actual device name. And then we need to configure a couple more parameters here. So we hit F2 to edit item. And I'll set my download path. And then the baud rate to 57,600. Now I did try this with 115,200, but I couldn't get receives to work properly. I think it's just because the Arduino serial buffer is so small and it's a relatively slow device, so it can't keep up with that baud rate receiving data at high speed. But 57,600 is still respectable. Once we've configured those items, hit escape once, and then enter to connect to COM2. Now you'll see a little bit of garbage there. I find this happens after you just upload a sketch and then connect via the terminal application for the first time, so you can just ignore that. So here's all the commands that are available, very simple file manager type commands. So first I'm going to cd to the test directory that I created, and in this directory we see there are 3 files there. So just having a look at my TerraTerm or SyncTerm download directory, see the folder is currently empty. So I'm going to start a transfer to send from the Arduino to the PC, and I'll select fuel0.mp3 and hit enter. Now that window that just popped up there, I didn't do anything to make that come up. That's just the ZModem protocol auto start feature. And all of HyperTerminal, TerraTerm, and SyncTerm recognize that and auto start the download. So the download's complete, and we see the one file fuel0.mp3 in the download directory here. And I'll double click on it to play it to show that it's a valid file.
Fuel level is low.
Okay, there we go. And then we can also do sz star. And what what that does is it sends all of the files in the current working directory. Now what's going to happen with the fuel0 file that we already sent is it's going to check that the CRC matches, and when it does it's going to skip it. Takes a while for the Arduino to calculate the CRC, but then it says that the CRC length and file name all match, so it skips it. And we're just receiving the last file now. So there's the 3 files downloaded to the PC. And then I can hit Alt-Z or Alt-Z to get to the menu in SyncTerm. And then I can select Upload. And I'll just upload this DLL file that comes with SyncTerm just as a demonstration. So we select that. And then the protocol is ZModem. Now you'll see here that it has a couple of hiccups in SyncTerm. I didn't find this in TerraTerm or HyperTerminal, but this is non-fatal. It recovers from these, and the file transfer begins and should complete fully. Now one thing I should point out here while this is uploading is the configuration file, ZModem config.h. If you're using a SparkFun MP3 shield, as I am, that has an SD card on it, you'll need to uncomment this macro here, SF MP3 shield. I found that the SD card on the SparkFun MP3 shield doesn't work right unless you initialize the player fully. So I'm going to upload the code with that commented out, because I expect most people will have other SD card shields, but if you're using a SparkFun MP3 shield like I am, uncomment that before you upload the code. If you want to change the baud rate, you can change it here. If perhaps you're only going to send files from the Arduino to your PC, you want to crank the baud rate, that's just fine. It's only the receive that has the bottleneck. And that's it. And so you see that SDL.dll is there. If you forget the names of the available commands, you can just type help there. And that's it. I hope you enjoy the sketch. Hope you find it useful.